Explore the life of Pasha Pozdniakova, the curvy model and influencer redefining body standards and championing self-love around the globe. Every now and then, a model comes along who doesn't just turn heads, she changes the game. Enter Pasha Pozdniakova, the radiant curvy model whose bold confidence, unfiltered personality, and fierce love for her body have made her a global icon for body positivity. If you've seen her on Instagram, TikTok, or strutting in a campaign for a top fashion brand, you already know she's not like the rest. But here's the thing, Pasha wasn't born famous. She built her name and her platform brick by brick. And today, we're diving deep into the story of how a Finnish Russian beauty went from small-town girl to body positivity queen. Pasha Pozdniakova was born on April 15, 1999, in St. Petersburg, Russia, but her story truly began when her family moved to Finland while she was still young. Growing up in a country known for its quiet strength and nature-driven lifestyle, Pasha stood out, not just for her beauty, but for her bold spirit. She was a natural performer, the kind of girl who would dance, pose, and light up a room without trying. But being different, especially in appearance, wasn't always easy. She faced her share of bullying. People whispered about her curves, her outgoing personality, and her refusal to shrink herself to fit in. But instead of hiding, Pasha learned how to own it. Those early experiences lit a fire in her, one that would eventually fuel her journey to self-acceptance and global influence. Modeling wasn't Pasha's plan. In fact, it was almost accidental. As a teenager, she began posting photos of herself on Instagram, experimenting with style, makeup, and different looks. The feedback was immediate and massive. People around the world started following her not just for her curves, but for her confidence. Soon, photographers began reaching out. A few photo shoots led to more serious opportunities, and before long, she had signed with a modeling agency. Pasha didn't fit the traditional modeling mold, but that's exactly what made her stand out. She had a look that was raw, powerful, and refreshing. And when she stepped in front of the camera, she didn't just model clothing. She modeled confidence. What makes Pasha Pozdniakova more than just a model? It's her message. She stands boldly for self-love, body neutrality, and the importance of representation. On her platforms, she shares everything from glam shots in lingerie to real-life posts about bloating, anxiety, and online hate. She's never afraid to show stretch marks, talk about cellulite, or remind her followers that beauty is not a size. Through raw captions and unfiltered stories, Pasha challenges the toxic narratives that once tried to define her. She's a symbol for millions of young women who've been told they weren't enough, and she's proving, day by day, that they already are. Pasha's rise on Instagram and TikTok wasn't random. It was intentional. She knew that if she was going to make it as a plus-size model, she had to build her own platform. Her content? A mix of bold confidence, behind-the-scenes fashion, and unfiltered self-talk. She dances. She poses. She talks mental health. She empowers. As of 2025, she boasts over 1.5 million Instagram followers, 1.2 million TikTok fans, a growing YouTube presence where she shares vlogs, style hauls, and Q&A sessions. Her secret? Relatability. Fans say watching her is like FaceTiming a friend who always hypes you up and reminds you to love yourself. Pasha's visibility quickly attracted major brands in the fashion, beauty, and wellness industries. She's worked with companies like Fashion Nova Curve, Pretty Little Thing, Savage X Fenty, Lounge Underwear, Shine Curve, Boohoo. Her campaigns often go viral, not just because of the outfits, but because of the energy she brings. She owns her curves, commands attention, and makes every piece of clothing look like it was made for her. Pasha has also been a featured guest at international fashion expos, brand panels, and online activism events about diversity in modeling. Behind the glitz, Pasha is a sharp strategist. She's managed to turn her influence into a lucrative personal brand, monetizing her platforms while staying true to her message. She handles content creation, marketing partnerships, and her public image with precision. Pasha often collaborates with other influencers to cross-promote and stay relevant, but she's selective, only choosing partners that align with her values. She also promotes self-worth and fair pay for curvy models, speaking out against tokenism and pushing for equity in branding deals. Off-camera, Pasha is warm, witty, and a little goofy. She's known for her spontaneous dance parties, love for coffee and cats, and obsession with 2000s pop culture. She travels often, with Paris, Los Angeles, and Dubai being some of her favorite cities. She's also a fan of yoga, journaling, and cooking her favorite Russian-Finnish fusion dishes. Her personality is a blend of soft and fierce, a gentle soul with a fire for justice and expression. Pasha has been featured in outlets like BuzzFeed, Elle Finland, Cosmopolitan, Women's Health. In one viral interview, she said, "We don't need to fit the clothes should fit us." She's also been a guest speaker on influencer panels, discussing digital authenticity, mental health, and breaking industry stereotypes. Here are a few surprising things you might not know. She's trilingual, fluent in Russian, Finnish, and English. Her favorite meal is salmon pasta with dill. She loves anime and Studio Ghibli movies. She once wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. Her dream collab? A skincare line focused on confidence and glow. 1. How old is Pasha Pozdniakova? She was born on April 15, 1999, making her 26 years old in 2025. 2. Where is she from? Born in Russia, raised in Finland, she proudly represents both cultures. 3. What is Pasha Pozdniakova's height and size? She stands approximately 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters, and wears a US size 14 to 16. 4. Is Pasha in a relationship? As of now, Pasha keeps her love life private and focuses on her career and self-growth. 5. How did she become famous? She gained attention through Instagram and TikTok by embracing her curves, sharing empowering content, and collaborating with inclusive brands. 6. What brands has she worked with? Fashion Nova, Savage X Fenty, Lounge, Pretty Little Thing, and more. 7. What does she do besides modeling? She's an influencer, content creator, speaker, and body confidence coach who offers workshops and motivational content. Pasha Pozdniakova isn't just changing the modeling industry, she's changing hearts. Her presence is a reminder that beauty isn't a trend or a size. It's a choice, a mindset, a movement. She's bold, unfiltered, and proud, and she's empowering a new generation to stand taller, smile wider, and love louder. And it's just the beginning. Backhand index pointing right inspired by Pasha's journey? Hit that like, share her story, and drop a comment on what body positivity means to you. The world needs more voices like hers, and maybe yours is next.